This is our home. This is the Greyhound Nation. We come from all around. We are the motivated and the committed. The student and the athlete. The fan and the player. Together, we are the strong, the dedicated. Together, we are Pullman High School. To us, this is more than...
And welcome to Gibb Pool for the first Howland Central stream for the girls 5 and 6 district championships, and we are right underway here. Medley.
Yep. Got a good leg here on the backstroke. Not too much separation here so far. Let's see what happened. The Pullman Greyhounds actually set the record in this district meet just 2 years ago. Bree Myers is a part of that team. You'll see her here in a second.
Two-horse race here so far between the team from
the team from Ellensburg. It actually looks like Kashmir here is pulling out quite a big lead on the breaststroke here. Pullman kind of going behind. Or is that Pullman? That is Pullman. Pullman actually taking the big lead here.
Yeah, have about a third of a pool length.
Yep.
Going into the final leg here. Or not the final leg.
Kashmir getting a little bit back here on the breaststroke, but Pullman's still with a commanding lead going to Bree Myers here on the freestyle. Senior leader for this Pullman team. She's going to try to ice out this relay.
Yeah, unlikely any of these teams going to make back this lead so far. Almost an entire pool length at this point.
Pullman is on a really good pace here if Bree can keep this up. They already qualified for state with a time of 2:01, so really just trying to get a good spot for them for the finals tomorrow. Wow, 1:56.4 for the Pullman Greyhounds, beating their previous time by 5 seconds. Only 2 seconds off of the previous district record that they had set.
Yeah, huge monster time late in the season for the Hounds. Just around a 5-second PR on the season compared to regular season, so these late season meets, obviously a little bit of adrenaline, give them a bit of a boost. 5 seconds is huge, especially coming so close to that previous meet record, sitting at 1:56.43 on the board.
Yeah, that meet record's probably going to be something that they're going for tomorrow, you know. Not too much time that they have to cut off. Swimmers all get out of the pool as we're setting up for the 200-yard freestyle coming up next year.
Really impressive race there from the Hounds.
Yep, got off to a big win to start prelims. The Hounds, the girls team, has been kind of right on the edge of a state championship. They're hoping that this year they can finally get over that hump and get a push in, bring that state banner home.
Yeah, obviously both Hounds swimming teams doing a great job just in the history of recent years. Obviously dominant on both sides, looking to continue that here and get a state bid. Hounds the only team going sub-2 in that 200-yard medley, and looking to keep the momentum going here. 200-yard freestyle coming up next. No Hounds in this first heat. fastest swimmer tonight in this event, a junior from East Valley, the only state qualifier so far this season, with a 2:02, leads the pack.
Yep. A couple other people tonight looking to maybe get that push over today or tomorrow, get that state qualifying time. We'll see Jess Richards, a sophomore. She comes with a seated time of 2:11. See if you can, come in. 5 seconds seems like a lot, but when these teams, they're setting up for these last couple races of the year. They've been tapering, they've been resting. So it's these meets where you can see a big jump in time like that. So we'll see what she can do here in lane 4.
Yeah, obviously the best of the best going to peak late in the season here. Dinnan from East Valley having almost a 10-second time gap on the field, though, as we get into this first heat. Watch Jess Richards from Medical Lake in lane 4.
Yep.
And you see her already off to a bit of a lead there, close early on. But we'll see the gaps break here a little bit. Coming to the stretch here, not a short race.
Yeah, this 200's kind of in that in-between spot where, you can't all-out sprint it. You kind of want to pace yourself a little bit, save a little bit so you can really kick on that last 50.
Yeah, 4 times down and back. We hit the first.
And that is Richards in the lead there.
And Richards has it by about a body, coming down to 75 here.
Making pretty good time so far, just trying to hold off. Morales coming right behind her.
You see
and the swimmer from Sela kind of on her feet right now.
Yeah, obviously a quicker stroke there you see from the second and third place. You see a little less relaxed, almost kind of pushing hard so far early on.
Yep.
But definitely breaking away here in this first meet. So in terms of qualifications, top 16 times here flat are going to go to tomorrow morning in the finals. So 3 heats in this one. So just looking to get 16 of 24. Not huge cuts here, but for some of these swimmers that are kind of in the middle of the pack, every second counts here. You see swimmers.
There you go. 137 on the turn. She's making a really good time right now. This is where you see her start to really use your legs, start kicking. On this last turn, you're going to see her just go all out, try to get a good time here. It's coming down to it. 2:05 as she's reaching the last stretch here.
It's going to be close on a PR here. We'll see. And it's about 11 flat, so a season record for Jess Richards just snags one by less than a second there.
Yep. Really strong performance there.
And obviously these athletes have to come with that quick turnaround, so don't want to empty the tank, especially in these middle distance and longer distance races. It's going to be really important that they don't burn out too soon, as you got to come back less than 24 hours and you got to do it all again.
Yeah. Huge jump from Elaine Mower. Her seed time coming in was at 2:28. She dropped almost 10 seconds there, pulling in with 3rd place in that heat.
Yeah, really impressive. Obviously, districts is a different beast, swimming throughout the season, smaller meets. This is a big stage here for these athletes getting to swim at WSU's pool and get those nerves high. And obviously, which teams come out in front in this event is obviously going to be who's kind of peaking at the right time here late on this season. And obviously big time jumps like that is a good sign for a team like Sela. So obviously a collection of teams at this meet. Obviously a lot of District 5 and 6, CWAC and GSL making a lot of the appearances. Also going to see teams like Quincy and Zilla show up from smaller divisions here. So kind of a collage of teams and everyone looking to make their mark right now.
Yep, a lot of teams here, a lot of fans too coming out for the prelims. It's a pretty packed house here in Gibb Pool.
Yeah, really great turnout.
Go. Pretty tight race here coming on the turn.
Yeah, this heat has 2 hounds. You'll see Frechette and Brinkman in lanes 5 and 6. Frechette setting season PR of 2:13, just 3 seconds behind the leader from Ellensburg, Holloway, with about a 2:10 flat.
Yep, 27.9 on the turn for Holloway. That's right about where you want to be in this race. Making sure that you don't come out too strong, saving a little bit for that last stretch. Very strong so far from our top 3 here. Holloway still in the lead on the turn. Frechette right on her heels.
Yeah, Wheatley from Dayton holding strong. Her PR wasn't up to these top 2 swimmers, but she's putting up a good fight here, just about a half second behind Frechette.
Yeah, catch it up here a little bit. We'll see how it goes in this last stretch here. See if she can keep up with these 2 swimmers. Holloway's starting to really stretch out this lead here. Frechette's starting to fall behind a little bit. But, you know, on this last turn, anything can happen. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a tough fight for silver here in this.
1:33 on the turn for Holloway. She is on pace to do something really good here if she can keep this up.
Yeah, if she can keep that pace, obviously not fade out. She's looking to get at least a 5-second PR here. We'll see if she can hold it. Kick a little bit aggressive there. Kind of missed it. Didn't get a full
53.
Push off the block.
Probably gonna be just a little bit short of here of that 2:06 state qualifying time. Pushing really hard here at the end. 2:07.8 for Holloway. Big PR on a night like this.
Yeah, great times all around. You see Wheatley getting almost a 10-second PR there herself. She's got to be stoked with that. Frechette grabbing that second place. She's going to get her own PR there just by a couple seconds. So everyone in tip-top shape coming down the stretch of this season here and putting up big numbers. We're seeing a lot as this heat just finishes up here with the last group of swimmers.
Looking really good here. We're seeing 2 CWAC teams in Ellensburg and Sela coming out really strong so far. A lot of big time drops. See if that can keep these up as we keep going here.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see something like this. Everyone just dropping crazy times. We'll see if this trend continues, but a really impressive start so far throughout these first few races here at Gibb Pool.
Be really interested in this next event to see if Bridget Dinnan from EV, a junior, she swam a 2:02, already qualified for state. See if she can really push and cross over that 2-minute mark. That would be huge.
Yeah, she's definitely the big name to watch here in this next heat and throughout this 200-yard freestyle. Has a pretty big gap on the field in terms of preseason. We've seen some athletes already put up some pretty good PRs, so if she can put up a great time and maybe go sub-2 here, that would be really impressive from her from East Valley. Lane 4, you see Bridget Dienan. Again, Pullman athletes in 5 and 6. Danilo and Bai. Danilo at a 2:12 here, so looking to be kind of the main competitor in this heat.
Wow.
Let's see if she can keep up with Bridget and use her to keep pace.
Look at her, not even through the first 25, already separating herself from the pack. She's going to be one to watch at state this year, hoping to bring home a title here.
Yeah, obviously big frame. She's got the length to kind of stride out and just...
Look at this, on the first 50, already a body length and a half in front of second place here.
Yeah, looks super relaxed. We might see sub-2 time based on how smooth she's looking compared to the field here.
I mean, 26:07 on the turn. She's moving right now. See if she can keep up this pace. Yeah. But she is swimming smooth. She is swimming really strong right now.
Yeah, she's well within that time. Very capable, obviously saving it for a day like this, but she has no competition here from the field right now. Danilo in second for the Hounds. Obviously, getting as many points here as a team, qualifying as a team, is really important here. So getting those good places is really important. But what a dominant performance here from the East Valley athlete. 55 halfway through this race.
Yeah, well on her way to swimming sub-2 here. No signs of slowing down so far. About 60 yards to go in this one.
Yeah, keep in mind, if she's able to put up a sub-1 second half of this race, she's going to have a shot at the meet record here set by Ella Vantrova in 2017. So we haven't had a record since 7 years. But 126 at the turn, it looks like she might have it on day one. We'll see, it might come down to it here. She needs to put up about 29 seconds on this turn, looking to be kind of relaxed. I don't know if she realizes that she has the chance to put up the record here, but it's going to be close, coming down 5 seconds.
Last stretch here, see if she can reach out. Man, not quite going to get there, but a huge race from Bridget Dinnan, 157.9. That is a monster time.
Yeah, and it looked like she was definitely playing conservative in that lap 50. She knows she has more in the tank right there. If she wants to go for a crazy time tomorrow, we might see it. But saving it for tomorrow, still sub 158. Might remind you the state qualifying time is 2:06, so she is 8 seconds under that and looking incredibly smooth. Really great performance there from Dinnan.
Yep. Danilo from Pullman just off that state qualifying time with a 2:07.7. I bet we'll see here tomorrow trying to make a push to get that state qualifying time.
Yeah, PRs all around for everyone here.
Yeah, really strong performance. I mean, Danilo will probably get that state bid. She'll be in the top 3 no matter what here, but it'll be nice to just get that time and get over the hump. Girls 200 IM coming up here next.
No athletes so far have hit that state qualifying time. Possibly could see a couple. McClate from Clarkson High School, as well as Sandberg from Pullman, both kind of nearing that time. And with the improvements we've seen so far throughout this meet, it would be no surprise if a couple of these athletes snag that time right here, just a couple seconds away.
Yep. These kind of longer races in the 200-yard range where you can really see some huge time drops, especially in a race like this.
First heat, that's McClay in lane 4 to watch.
Pretty solid start here, but in a race like the IM, you know, you'll see a lot of lead changes. You know, maybe someone will come out strong in the butterfly, but they'll kind of fall behind the breaststroke. You really don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, obviously every athlete having their strengths probably have more races to swim in their specialized areas here, so we'll see where this lead breaks. So far, about even between McClay and Madison Job.
Yep, this is where we're going to see McClay start to stretch out her lead a little bit here. Really strong race from Madison so far.
Yeah, both doing a great job. Joe coming with a PR that's about 8 seconds higher, so really impressive race right now. Both pacing really well. Obviously, butterfly and backstroke, two of the slower legs of this race. So going to see those times drops. 109 at the turn for McClate. She leads it by just over a second.
Yep, really good turn from McClate there. Really stretched out that lead. I better see her do the same thing on this turn here. Job's seed time is about almost 10 seconds behind McClate, but she is hanging right in there.
Just about a body and a half behind. See if she can keep up here and who has the better freestyle on the final 50.
.223 is the time to get for the state qualifying. McClate is right on pace to be pretty close to that if she can have a strong freestyle here.
Yeah, needs about a 28-second 50. Not unheard of. We see it's going to be close here. Needs to shave about 7 seconds here, but it's definitely possible. 2:15 at the turn. Looks like she's going to be a little bit off that mark.
Yeah, not quite as strong as a freestyle as I think she would have hoped for here. Not too much left in the tank.
Yeah, just over, actually, her PR, just about 3/10 behind, but she'll still take first place, and she's set up great. to qualify for state on placing. So. This second heat here definitely going to be projected one of the closest ones we see, or the closest one we will see in this event. Two athletes, Muffet and Danilo. Muffet from Zilla, Danilo hailing from Pullman. So within 3 seconds of their PR, this is going to be one of the closer matchups here. Obviously, what a range and skill. We have some really impressive athletes racing here, and it's kind of a melding pot of all these athletes that have worked this whole season getting to race here. So look for Muffin and Danilo in lanes 4 and 5 respectively in this second heat here as we get ready to go. Yet again, moving really quickly through the list here. Just clipping along so far. Muffin in lane 4, Danilo in lane 5. It's a pretty even race so far. Lanes 2 through 5 sticking together here. Obviously, we'll see them pull away. Muffin and Danilo taking those early leads like we expected them to.
Yeah. Danilo with just a head's length ahead here. Really strong butterfly from her here.
Yeah, with different strategies in the prelims, we could really see this race go either way. Maybe one of them saving a little bit more for tomorrow than the other here. So this race really could go either way coming into tomorrow. Obviously, we'll maybe get to see a rematch here. Both of these two going to qualify for that A bracket if they keep up like this.
Yeah, I think we've seen the Pullman swimmers be a little more conservative so far today. I don't think really going for quite as much as they could, but we'll see if that strategy keeps up.
Yeah, and I think that's really smart. I feel like just saving it for tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow is the day that counts here, need to qualify. But with how the times are spread out like this, you're not in too much of a worry of qualifying where you want to qualify here. So as long as you get that placing, really saving as much energy is going to be really important here as we go into tomorrow morning.
Great turn from Danilo there. She's about half a length behind going into the breaststroke, but she picked up all of that on that turn. She's right with the lead at this point.
Yeah, they just touched at the exact same time. Danilo might even have her by a hair now.
Another great turn. Look at that. Pulls ahead about just the head's length there. It's all going to come down to this last 50.
Again, great splits coming in. Just a little slower than that last heat here. But these two well on their way to qualifying for tomorrow. First split coming in, Danilo.
Man, she has really made up a lot of ground on those turns.
Yeah, as you see, just 100th ahead on that turn, but already about a head's length ahead. So really good turns from Danilo, and she's capitalizing right now.
So you get another one here, just stride out for that last little bit, try to get that lead.
Yeah, this one's going to come down to it here. It looks like Muffet's having a little bit better of a kick.
Man, yeah, Muffet with a huge kick down the stretch, pulling ahead almost a body's length here.
Yeah, really great finish there from Danilo, or from Muffet. Able to just get ahead there, but both of them getting in that top two, and you see the sportsmanship giving a high fives at the end of the lane.
2:26 for Muffet, about 3 seconds ahead of her PR there. And then we see Danilo about a second behind her PR.
I think we might have had a misread on the board. It looked like Danilo was much closer than that time that we're seeing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a 7-second split there.
Yeah. So both of them having really great races there.
Yeah, Danilo probably right around that 2:28 mark somewhere in there, I'd guess.
And neither of them looking too out of breath coming into the end of that race there. So just doing a really good job, kind of conserving that energy. Obviously, still getting PRs is really impressive. It just shows how these athletes have trained and how well they've done. And with a program, especially like Pullman, these athletes know what they're doing. They've been doing this for years, and they've had people for those underclassmen coming before them and are just really engrossed in this program and getting those best times coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, Malfa de Nolo, definitely two that we're going to in that final, trying to make a big run, see if they can get a state qualification.
Heat 3 here, we get the favorite for this race, kind of standing alone here in this one. About a 6-second PR difference between Sandberg from Pullman and the rest of the field here. Sandberg in lane 4, already off to a good start. Wouldn't be surprised to see her still be kind of conservative and get really close to that state qualifying time and be able to put up an even better time tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we've seen some huge 4, 5, 6 second drops so far. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Getting a little close to that left-hand turn lane. A little bit off of her alignment here. Didn't slow her down too much.
Yeah, got to make a tiny bit of an adjustment. Obviously rides that left line, doesn't want to turn back and lose too much time, so just kind of waits but makes the readjustment here.
There you go, looking a lot stronger on this stretch of the backstroke.
Fading again to that left side, just a touch. And she's gonna hit the wall at 106. And that's a really good split.
Yeah. She is moving right along right now. Really strong breaststroke from her too.
Yeah, she's certainly going to have a great shot at getting this state qualifying time with a 106 split and the freestyle still left to go. Yeah, going to have over 30 seconds left.
Dickinson from Ellensburg, about 2.5 body lengths behind, chugging along here, probably going to make a pretty good PR herself.
Yeah, obviously 6 seconds off that time set by Sandberg, but she's going to definitely make a run at that. Looks like she's got kind of a similar, about a 6 second, but she's chugging along in that freestyle. That looks to be her strength. She's really making a move there in this last leg of the race, so we'll see her hit a big time as well. Sandberg just under 10 seconds to hit that. She's got half a pool length to go. And we'll see as we get to the board, it's going to be a close one. 22. And she hits it, 2:22.98, and she is going to get that state qualifying time by 2/100ths of a second. Photo finish, obviously, possibly had a chance at it tomorrow, but gets it today just barely. That's about as close as it gets right there.
Yeah, just got it. Huge reaction from that Pullman crowd. Really happy to see her go and get that huge race from her, and we'll see her probably with a pretty commanding lead tomorrow in the finals.
Yeah, obviously the team knows, is well aware of what times, but really awesome to see Sandberg, just a freshman, already getting that state qualifying time just on the first day of districts. So that's really cool for her, and congratulations.
A little bit of change of pace here as we're going into the 50-yard freestyle. So far, we've seen a lot of really big PRs. 50-yard freestyle, not a lot of room for error. So you could really see anything happen in these races.
Yeah, and a lot of strong heats here. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of those times spread pretty evenly about those heats. We get the first heat here. Going to be the slowest of the 4, just 5 athletes in this one here. But then we get into a pretty split field coming into heats 2 through 4. It's going to be really competitive. First race, we've had 4 heats, so a lot of people are going to get cut in terms of those 16 spots moving on to day 2.
Moss coming out with a pretty big lead here for a 50.
Now we see all-out sprint here. We'll see what the splits are looking like for this first heat. Might be a sign of what we're going to see later in this event. But coming in looking close to 30, maybe just over, is going to be Moss. And she's going to get a 31.84, just a little bit of a PR. But we're going to get into a lot of these heats. We're going to see some sub-28 swimmers. We've got 5 of them so far in this season here looking to go really low. Qualifying time is 26:10. None hit it so far, but Kate Jacobson is 0.2 of a second off in that third heat, so we'll look to see her maybe hit that. Second heat here, 2 Pullman athletes, Cavanetto and Sandberg.
This heat a little bit quicker than the last one. It's going to come down right to it, I think, here.
Yeah, we've got Perkins and Rice. Rice from Ellensburg, 28 seconds just about. Perkins is about 27.3 here. Anything's possible with such a short race. Obviously going to shave off a lot less time, but we'll see if she can snag this state time here. Looks like it's going out really quickly.
Cavanetto in lane 3 had a really deep dive there. It's kind of taken her down quite a bit here.
Yeah, still holding on here. Really close race, except for the first spot, Perkins.
Wow, 26:24.
Not going to grab that state qualifying time.
Almost a second PR there. That's pretty huge in the 50.
Yeah, that's incredible. Rice didn't quite get a PR, so not a super fast race outside of Perkins, who had a really good first 25 there. Was able to get out to a huge lead and just took it home. So she gets that first spot in Heat 2. And now we get into the heat with the Kashmir athlete Jacobson. Fastest time coming into this, just 0.2 off state qualifying, and we'll see if she can hit that here. Obviously, there'll be some huge celebrations if she can get it on the first day. Kashmir athlete in lane 4.
Yep, 2 freshmen lane 3 and 5 surrounding her. See if they can do something here in their first ever district swim meet.
Yeah, Kenna Camp with a 27.71, just a little bit over a second behind. So obviously pretty dominant athlete is Kate Jacobson. We see her just out to a small start, a very aggressive stroke there. And she is chopping through that water. And it's pretty close here. Jacobson just has it by about a half a body.
Yep. Going to be right at that state qualifying time here.
It's going to be close here, 26.42, so doesn't get that PR and doesn't quite get that state qualifying time. We'll see if she can put one up tomorrow morning, but definitely going to qualify by place here, the fastest swimmer in this event. Outside of Chloe Myers from SELA, who's even closer to that state qualifying time, just 0.08 away. We'll get to see her in this next heat right here, moving right along here. 4th heat of 4 in the 50-yard freestyle.
A lot of swimmers hanging in that low to mid 26 range. Should be a photo finish tomorrow.
Yeah, Myers, when you're that close, you know that you're so close and you have it in you. And it just comes down to everything being perfect here, so we'll see.
Flat dive from Myers there, making a little bit of a flop sound. Still coming off to a really strong start here, though.
Yeah, she clearly has it at the turn. We'll see what she can do. Looks to be close here. Obviously, these races come down to the clock.
It's to be close.
26.1 is the time to beat, and it looks like she's gonna have it.
Wow.
25.1.
Absolutely demolished it. Huge race from Myers from Sela there. That is insane.
You see, she is absolutely stoked there, and congratulating some fellow athletes. Schul from Ellensburg puts up a pretty good time there, 26.69, but Myers hits that state qualifying time by almost a second in a monster race. Started off a little bit slow, but coming down the stretch there, just had a great second 25.
1 whole second PR in the 50 freestyle. That's not something you see every day. That is a monster race.
After 100-yard fly, 3 heats in this one.
We're about 2 minutes out. We're about 2 minutes out, starting. It's just a reminder that we have freestyle and breaststroke together. We're strictly to the grid of everyone and we're going to get started. We appreciate your cooperation. 2 minutes. Starting underway.
to Gibb Pool for the continuation of the District 5 and 6 preliminaries. Next race, we're getting into the 100-yard butterfly here. 3 heats here. Top 16 obviously qualifying to tomorrow.
Bree Myers just about a second off of that state qualifying time, off to a strong start here.
Yeah, have 1 state qualifier so far from Ellensburg in this race. Otherwise, Myers looking to grab that time. One of the closest to be able to do it. 104.8 is the time to hit. She's at 105.87 so far this season. First half already down.
28.2 on the turn, really close to that time here. See if we can keep up that pace.
Yeah, 2 Pullman athletes heading off this race. Myers and Edge, both looking to put up really good times. Myers about 2 seconds ahead at the turn, so having a really good race in comparison. And it looks like it's gonna be close to hit this time here. About 10 seconds. And we'll see here coming down to it, but it looks like she might have it.
Wow, she's gonna smash it.
Oh yeah, over 2 seconds of room. Edge almost gets it herself, coming in second, just 3/10 off. We'll see if she can grab that tomorrow. But both Pullman athletes putting up monster performances in the first heat of the butterfly.
Yep, 102.6 for Myers. That is absolutely huge here. Only gonna see improvement from here.
Moreno pulling up in 3rd place from Sela with a 1:15, but dominant performance there by 2 Hound athletes, both putting up really competitive times. And Myers, just an incredible race. Over 3 seconds in just a 100 meters. She's gonna be feeling pretty good. State qualifier right there. Heat 2 here. Expected leader Aubrey Sanchez of East Valley of Yakima with a 105.83, so she's about in the same spot that Pullman athlete was just a minute ago here, but not getting out to a start in the lead. She's going to be heavily contested here by the Kashmir athlete. That's Sophie Mott in lane 5. They are neck and neck right now, although Sanchez just getting a tad bit of a lead.
Yep. Oh, caught up a little bit on the turn there for the Kashmir swimmer. Gonna be pretty close here down the stretch. See if Sanchez can pull ahead here.
And it looks like she's doing that about a body ahead, and had just had it in the second half a little bit more. It looks like as she is now just over a body and a half.
I think we're gonna see another really good time here from Sanchez.
Again, 104.8 is that time to beat, and it looks like she might grab it as well. 103.93, so another state qualifier. We saw 2 so far, so they will join Holloway from Ellensburg. So 3 state qualifiers already in the preliminaries. And a really impressive performance so far. Really competitive meet here in this 100-yard butterfly throughout these first 2 meets, and we haven't even seen who we've expected to be the best athlete, although Holloway is going to now need to put up a PR to match the performance from Myers in that earlier race.
Yeah, interesting to see Myers come out, pull ahead of Sanchez's time there. Bree Myers came in as the Heat 3 lead, but is going to be in lane 5 tomorrow for the finals.
Yeah, now holds the best time. Holloway needs to beat it in order to get that lane 4 spot. So we'll see if we can do so, or she can do so, the junior from Ellensburg with a 103.49. So already qualified, but looking to get that lane 4 spot coming in tomorrow. See if she can do so here. Next to her is another junior from Kashmir, Kate Jacobson. Also really competitive times. She has a 107 right now, looking to get that lower here in this race.
Bridget Dinnans, who we saw earlier in the 200 freestyle, get that sub 2, that huge PR. See if she's got enough legs here to get another PR here. Looks like she's going pretty strong right now.
Holloway has the lead as expected. Looking really strong coming down the stretch here. Crashing through that water about at 45 at the turn. Really impressive. 45 at the turn, she can put up another even split here. She's gonna be at about a minute flat, so this is gonna be incredible if she's able to finish out this race in time. 57. Wow. She's coming down close to a minute here. And a 101.79, she does hit that top spot. Mars puts the pressure on and she is stunned. Look at her face, has a face of shock right there. Sub 102. And she looks to her family who is cheering her on. She is absolutely stunned with that time right there. 101.79. And she will be swimming in lane 4 as another crazy PR in a line of incredible races so far throughout the night.
Yeah, really strong showing from Ellensburg so far, and the CWAC in general. We've seen a lot of big PRs from them so far tonight.
Yeah, a couple of Ellensburg and CWAC athletes really impressive. Pullman, obviously, been a very consistent performer. We see Bree Myers haven't gotten a top spot so far tonight outside of that relay.
But really, where Pullman's strengths come this year is just the great amount of really good swimmers that we have. Just kind of the size of our program and how many swimmers we have in all these events is what's kind of put us over the top all year and taken us to a lot of these big wins we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, Sandberg as well snagging the top spot in that 200 IM. So Pullman, obviously, a bunch of strong performances super early on for this team. Looking ahead now to the 100 freestyle. Go from the fly to the freestyle here. One state qualifier in this one as well. And that is Bridget Dinnen, who had just an incredible race earlier on in the night. State qualified in the 200 free as well. So we'll see her in that third heat. But for now, it is Miralez from Prosser with the leading time in lane 4 right now, just over a minute. Dinnen Bridget, one of 2 athletes that's gone sub 1 in this event so far this season. Myers from Siwa joining her. But Miralez looking good right now, has a clear-cut lead.
27.6 on the turn, looking really strong.
And we've seen a lot of fast first halves of these races here. A lot of these athletes kind of banking on that extra time a little bit, coming in a little slower on that second half. Obviously, fatigue starts to set in, even in a race like this.
Yep, starting to slow down a little bit here, but she's still gonna make pretty good time here.
Yeah, obviously extremely close to sub 1 so far this season. It looks like she's gonna have it, and pretty easily too, sub 59. State qualifying for this race is 57.6. But sub 1, obviously super exciting. She's stoked. So sub 59 skips. 59 goes from 100.17 to 58.96. Really impressive race in this first one. So she is one of 3 athletes now have gone sub 3. Really competitive second heat coming up. Chloe Myers from Sela, the leader, only one to go sub 3 in this heat. And then surrounded by 3 Pullman athletes, Cavanetto, Frechette, and Ritter, all coming up with the next 3 best times. See if one of them can make a run at a really good spot here. But obviously all 3 of them within 3 seconds, so looking to kind of have that friendly competition, you know, in practice who you can compete with.
Yeah, that's why Pullman's been able to build such a strong program, is to be able to compete with each other, you know, iron sharpens iron. I think tomorrow we're going to see a really competitive race for those 2 and 3 spots. A lot of swimmers, if you look at it, around that 1 minute mark. I think it's going to be really interesting to see who gets that top 3 and who gets to go on to state this year.
Yeah, that the odds of one of them breaking one loose here throughout the night here, one of these less esteemed racers so far in the season, to break one loose here. But for now, it is the SELA athlete Myers who has the lead, closely followed right now by Frechette, has her by about a body. We'll see if she's able to expand on that lead. Hits a 27.2 at the turn, so another great split, and see if she can hold on. 59.23 is her time that she wants to beat here, so needs to hit a 32 on the second half. Now extending that lead.
Now, see, we saw Marilla's in the last heat about 25 on that 50 turn. So a little behind that, but you know, she keeps up that pace here.
Oh,
maybe
and
gets a little faster.
she's going to hit a crazy time here, 56.69. That's going to get her a state qualifying spot, and she is equally as shocked. Wow, what an incredible second half there. Went 27 and then held on, went 29 in that second half. Really paced that race well. Obviously, you were saying Marilla's kind of came out with that really fast first half, faded a little bit, still had a great time, but that was a much better paced race by Myers. She's able to go sub 57 and easily grab that state qualifying time. So another state qualifier here tonight, and now we're going to get to see an athlete that we've already seen, really impressive, Bridget Dinnen.
Yeah, but that time right there for Myers puts her ahead of Dinnen's seated time. So if Dinnen's going to need a PR here to get that lane 4 tomorrow, it'll be interesting to see what goes on.
Yeah, she looked incredibly smooth in that 200 free, now swimming the 100. We'll see if she has that sprinting speed to put up the number 1 time here, but obviously super impressive athlete.
I have no doubt we're going to see something huge here from Dinnen. She's one of the best athletes in this room right now, and she's been incredible so far.
Yeah, one thing about these swim meets is it's so tight on time where you get those 15-minute breaks, but really that doesn't do much, especially with an athlete like Dinnen who's trying to qualify in as many races as possible. You got to go back to back, so a little bit fatigued maybe. We'll see if she puts up a more conservative time here or if she's able to grab that top spot.
Yeah, that's a good point, because that state, you know, it's stretched out for over a couple more days, a lot more swimmers, a lot more breaks in between. Districts, it's kind of a tight turnaround to make a lot of these really fast times.
Yeah, especially for those athletes that are just trying to qualify in as many races as possible, and you don't want to spread yourself too thin. Obviously, Dinnen not doing that right now.
Wow.
Incredible split.
25-3 here. That is incredible.
Sure.
And not slowing down at all.
Schul putting up a really nice 27.88. She swam a 101, so she's putting up a great race, the athlete from Ellensburg. But this race is all Dinnen. Halfway through the court, got about 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, she's going to put up an insane
She's going to be right on the meet record, actually. 52.8, just 0.3 seconds off of that meet record. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her get that tomorrow.
Yeah, incredible. Just 2 tenths off of that, and that is a crazy race. Obviously, Schul putting up a really nice time, 58, about flat from Ellensburg, so she's going to be set up nicely in that A bracket going into tomorrow.
We saw Dinnen earlier just about a second and a half off of the meet record for the 200 freestyle. So she is right within reach of getting 2 meet records tomorrow.
Yeah, Dinnen has the chance to come in here tomorrow and make some major history. 2 races in 1 meet that she has obviously proved so far that she is just that close from snagging a meet record here. So we'll see if she can get one or both tomorrow. Would be an incredible thing to watch here. Obviously, really impressive performance there. And just a crazy time, so well under 52, about 5 seconds for a 100-yard essentially sprint of a race is just a crazy differential, and she's going to have no trouble putting up some really impressive performances as an individual, most likely at state.
Oh, yeah. And that's meet record that she's going for, by the way, has been held since 2008. Not an easy feat to break that, but she's going to be right on pace to get that tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be an incredible piece of history there. Natalie Rutz holding that, yeah, as you said, in 2008 with a 52.59, so she was just off of that coming in tomorrow, knowing that she just has the chance to do that. Obviously, pretty psyched up. Qualified for both of her events that she's competed in so far. A really impressive performance. East Valley not being represented super heavily. East Valley of Spokane, at least outside of Denon, obviously. She's probably the type of athlete you need to build a program around. She's really impressive athlete.
Yeah, only a junior as well, so, you know, a whole another year from now, who knows what type of times she'll be putting up.
Yeah, so that's the last of Denon we'll be seeing tonight. Moving on, now we've got the longest race of the night, the 500-yard freestyle. This one an absolute endurance race. And as someone with very little swimming experience, I cannot imagine swimming up and down this pool 20 times.
Yep, this is a long one. But, you know, kind of exciting thing about a 500 is, especially to me like this, you can see some huge PRs, some huge drop-offs in time.
Yeah, we'll look for Danilo from Pullman is just 1 second off of that state time. 1 second in a 500-yard freestyle is really essentially not much, especially with the PRs we've been seeing. Danilo racing once before tonight, but the freshman looking to grab a state qualifying time only needs a 1 second PR in this absolute burner of a race here.
McClay coming with a seat time of a 5:55, about 10 seconds off that state qualifying time. But honestly, even that could be within reach today with the times we've been seeing.
Yeah, second fastest time here coming in.
I believe we saw McClade earlier today get a 5-second PR, if I remember correctly, in the 200. So a 10-second PR in the 500 is definitely within reach for her here.
Yeah, surely. And a 10-second PR would just put her right about at that state qualifying time, like you said. So we'll see if she can hit that tonight here. But having to race this race and then come back and do it in the morning, less than 24 hours of rest for these athletes. I can't imagine. Swim is just such tight turnarounds. It's really impressive what these athletes are able to do.
Yeah, I've always thought swim was one of the most demanding high school sports, not just physically, but also mentally. You know, getting up early every morning, going to swim, then going to school all day, then going to swim again after school. It's a long grind, but these athletes are doing it, and they're pretty incredible for it.
Yeah,
I think.
The load these athletes have to take on is really impressive, and obviously we see it in the results. These ladies are really impressive and have been for the past few years, and so a lot of the work, especially in this Pullman program, has been paying off for a long time, and they've got their training methods down to a science.
Senior Jake McCoy. They're looking to do a lot of great things here, maybe going for that three-peat at state.
Yeah, and we're going to have supposedly Jake McCoy on the mic tomorrow morning. It's going to be really exciting to talk to him. He'll have a lot of really good insights for us for the finals of this race, but really excited to talk to him.
Yeah, great guy, about as elite as they come, committed to Tennessee. But it'll be an interesting team this year. You know, William Miller moving on to USC. Ben Madsen moving on from the program. He's also committed to Missouri. A lot of big-time athletes last year. We're losing a couple of them, but should still be a great team this year.
Yeah, big-time athletes going to big-time schools. That's 3 D1s in a couple of years for a program like Pullman is just super impressive to be cranking out world-class athletes. Obviously, McCoy going to the Olympic trials this year, putting up some great performances, top 100 in his events, so really cool to see that for him, and gets to come back for another year of high school. That's got to be really incredible to go to go at such a young age and get to come back and do it again with your own team, your hometown team, one more time. So we're stoked to talk to him tomorrow morning.
3 Division I athletes for a 2A school in any sport is pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
It's really incredible what the Pullman swim program has been able to do over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch. Obviously, this girls team, nothing to slouch at. Really impressive here. Coming down the stretch of this 500, McClate holding the lead as you expect, starting to lap a couple of those swimmers on the outside lanes, and has about a half of a pool length on the next athlete. Her fellow teammate, actually, the freshman Borson, also from Carson, PR sitting about a 6:14 here. So about 4:30 into this race here, majority of the way done.
Yep. McClay here coming into the turn for that last 100 stretch.
Yeah, looking really smooth, obviously. You've got to minimize any wasted energy with a race as long as this swim, obviously very technical. And just being able to mentally stay focused so you can maintain that form. They're kind of symbiotic. If you lose a little bit of that mental, you might start to fall off and focusing on your form, and that can just make you more tired. So staying focused in a race like this for the length of time they have to, and that pain that they're enduring at this part of the race is really remarkable.
Cowbell's going from McClay, going to the last turn of the 50 here, 5:19. She's making pretty good time right now. Definitely going to get a big PR right here.
Yeah, we have 5:38 right now. State qualifying 5:45. So we'll see where she comes in. Definitely looking to try to get that PR. Not quite going to get that state qualifying time, but she was well off of it. So still going to put up a good time and a PR. And probably the 500 is one you do definitely want to save some for tomorrow.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Don't want to burn those legs out. So, I mean, like you said, it's probably the hardest race to swim all night.
Yeah, she'll be more than happy with a 2.5 second PR there. And she's obviously set up great. Just got to do it again tomorrow. And it's looking really good to get qualified for state off of placing if she's not able to hit a monster PR tomorrow.
Borson and Burton coming in just behind at 6:07 and 6:22 respectively. We'll see Borson's a swimmer that's also going to be right in the mix there to get one of those top 3 spots tomorrow.
Yeah, 6:07 puts her just at that top 3. So we'll see what this second heat has to offer in terms of competing, but she gets about a 7-second PR that sets her up nicely. So that's going to be really interesting to see in that A heat. We'll get a live look at all the best swimmers, and that's going to be great. It's going to be condensed down so we can see all the best swimmers from all these heats. Obviously more spread out right now, but as we start to narrow it down into that second day, these races are going to start getting a lot more competitive and a lot more heated up here.
Got Schul here from Ellensburg on lane 8 coming down to the last stretch here.
Athletes waiting.
Pretty big PR for Schul here. Dropping, what, 14 seconds there?
24.
Or 24, yeah.
Yeah, gets that sub 8. So even some of these athletes that aren't necessarily gunning for some of those top spots having really good performance here throughout. Obviously, some of these athletes traveling a long way. Ellensburg, about 3 hours from here. So a decent trip out here to Gibb Pool.
Yeah, they brought a lot of fans here tonight, though, Ellensburg did. you've been hearing them. They've been loud all night supporting their swimmers.
Yeah, CY travels really well.
Yeah, and Shul is just a freshman, you know, so this is just a really good experience, you know, get that experience at districts, and then, you know, in the coming years can make a big push, maybe try to get to state.
Yeah. All right, with that first heat finish, we're now moving into the second heat. Danilo 1 second off of that state qualifying time. It's going to be really interesting what kind of pace she holds here. Coming out of stretch, really deep dive there to start this race. She's going to have to make up some ground right away.
Yeah, now what you want to see there, especially in the 500, just any extra effort that you have to exert there to kind of get back up to speed is just wasted energy that you really can't really have.
Yeah, mentally taxing. You got to flush that mistake. It's a long race to go here. Obviously, she still has a chance to put up a good time. But letting something like that get to you and starting to lose hope right away is something that you can't have. Danilo obviously coming back and making up for it with her swimming. Already a body length ahead here. We'll see if she's able to widen that gap. Nearest competitor has a PR over 20 seconds behind her. So not quite getting out to the dominant lead that we would expect. But maybe we're just going to see a monster PR from Jess Richards from Medical Lake here, who's holding pretty nicely with Danilo early on in this race.
Yeah, you'll see Danilo, though, came in at about 31 seconds on her first 50, just a little above that here. I think we're going to see her keep about that 30, 33 second pace for most of these 50s here. Just trying to keep plugging away, staying at about the same speed just to hit that time that she wants.
Yeah, if she can hold those 33s, obviously she's going to get a great time here. It's a matter of pacing here, see if she can hold strong to that. She's looking to hit another one here on the third 50.
Yep, sitting right about at where she wants to be here.
Obviously, incredible atmosphere here at Gibb Pool. Fans from all over pretty much filling the stands here. Obviously, a lot of teams represented, but it's good to see a lot of family members and possibly just fans of sports showing up.
Yeah, really good turnout this afternoon, especially for the prelims. It's just going to fill up even more for the finals, I would bet. Should be a really exciting atmosphere to be a part of tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to definitely, emotions are going to run high tomorrow morning. We get it early. Races start at about 10 o'clock and are going to run through the ceremony till about 12:30. So we'll be here tomorrow morning. And the same thing here. Danilo coming down, nearing the halfway mark. We'll see if she's on pace. And about at a 2:45, that's on pace for a 5:30. So we'll see how much she falls off that pace. But banked about 8 seconds here. And we'll see if she's able to hold. But if she is, that would be an absolutely incredible time. State qualifying 5:45 and on 5:30 pace right now. And really starting to open up that gap here. Well over half a pool length of a lead now of what was a pretty close race throughout these first three pool lengths.
Meet record sits at a 5:08, which just really goes to show the quality of swimmers that have come through this meet and come through this pool. Some really incredible swimmers have come out of Eastern Washington in the last couple years.
Yeah, 5:08 is an absolute monster time. 2017, that was set. No athletes looking to kind of approach that right now here, but Danilo is still looking to qualify. Obviously, that just shows how incredible that is. 5:08, over 30 seconds under the state qualifying time, which is obviously a very lofty goal for any swimmer in this race.
Yeah, that's one of the really exciting things about swim is that, you know, any school at any point could get just a really special athlete like that, come through to the program and just really flip the whole thing on its head.
Yeah, and swimmers obviously lifting each other up here. And depth is really important for swimming. You need more than a couple strong athletes to do well as a team. It takes more than that to do so well here. So Pullman definitely one of the deeper teams at this meet and having really good competitive athletes, if not leaders.
Yeah, one of the deepest teams in the state, to be honest.
Yeah, let alone 2A, just the entire state, really.
Yeah. Pretty good freshman and sophomore classes too for Pullman. Something that they can really build on and continue this great success we've had for the next couple of years.
Danilo looks to be holding pretty good to that pace right now. Now hits 5:03 with 50 to go here. So now we're really pushing in for that last 50, but looking to set a really good time here. And if she's able to keep this pace or anywhere close to it, it looks like we might get a state straight qualification here out of Danilo tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it here. You know, we saw that kind of bad dive off to the start, but she was able to put that behind her, and she's going to put up quite a time here.
Yeah, she's going to get that well under, just about 8 seconds under, 5:36.61, and a really great performance there. 10-second PR. Got off to a bit of a slow start, but really held pace really well, like we wanted to see from her. Fell off just a few seconds, about 5 seconds slower on the second half than the first, and that's just really smart swimming there. Richards coming in second from Medical Lake.
Yeah, 5:53. Another really good time there. Wow, a little bit of surprise there with Jane Park from Pullman. With Schneider from Ellensburg there, putting in a pretty good time at 6:09. 6-second PR there for the sophomore.
Yeah, Richards put up a monster time, 16-second PR for her. Obviously, we saw Danilo expected her to dominate this race. Richards stuck with her early, and that paid off for her. She got a 16-second PR.
Danilo from Pullman, just a freshman. You know, we're talking about that 5:08 meet record time earlier and how lofty of a goal that is, but as just a freshman getting a 5:36, that's something that could be in reach for her in the coming years.
Yeah, 3 years left to train. Obviously, she knows the system now, and it's just going to be refining her talent. Obviously, already number one in these couple of districts in this race, such a tough race, and so she's obviously got the mentality to do it here, and she's going to have to bear down. But looking to see great things from the freshman, really young class, a really young group here from this Hounds team. Doing a really good job. Lost a couple of really big swimmers last year on the girls' side as well.
Yeah,
Poppy Edge.
They lost a lot of really good swimmers.
So doing a really good job of turning a new leaf here, and some new dominant swimmers here for his Pullman team. Easily qualifying is Danilo.
Freshman from Toppenish, Schellenberger there, getting a huge PR. About 40 seconds there.
Yeah, 40 seconds, just a monster PR. It's in the 500, but still.
I mean, yeah, that's huge. And again, just a freshman there, so great things to come from the Toppenish swimmer.
Coming down to the final 4 events here. Next up, we'll have the 200-yard freestyle relay. That record set by Pullman just a few years ago in 2021 with a 1:41. That time, 7 seconds under the state qualifying time of 1:48.40.
Yeah, gonna see a really exciting race here though, with you see Prosser High School and Kashmir both at 1:49s. It's gonna come down right to it between those two schools.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great forecast for what we see tomorrow in terms of who takes the win here, but yeah, that 1:49, just about 0.4 of a second separating them, and with the PRs that we've seen right now, 0.4 essentially means nothing. So coming down to this district weekend, we'll see who's able to pull away.
Event number 9 is the 200-yard freestyle relay. As a reminder, picking up everybody, please hold the rest of your start. There is one heat of local
Back here for the 200-yard freestyle relay. As we're talking about just before the break here, should be a really close race here between Pomeroy and Kashmir.
Yeah, two CWAC teams just under that 150 mark. Both about a second off, but that's well within reach here. We'll see if one or maybe both of them could possibly snag a state spot here, which would be huge for both of these teams. So we haven't seen Prosser's been performing pretty well. Kashmir haven't seen a ton from, but obviously this seems to be kind of their race here. And it's a close one so far. Kashmir actually getting out to an early lead.
Yep, see Kashmir there in lane 5, starting to pull away. Actually, it's Pullman coming out with a pretty or Sela. Yeah, it's
Sela in lane 2 coming out with a crazy performance.
Wow, really strong race here so far from Sela. Really close all around.
Yeah, Sela losing a little bit, maybe just had a strong first leg here. We'll see if they can hold on. But a lot of these teams making the gains back. Kashmir sitting at 4th right now.
Kashmir falling behind pretty quick here.
Yeah, but it's going Prosser, Ellensburg, Sela right now. Not what we expected, but Prosser moving at a really good pace here. We'll see what this comes down to. Just over 120 at the final turn. We'll see what Prosser has. It's going to be close here. But a really good 50 is going to be necessary for this Prosser team. And Kashmir really just lagging behind a team that we expected to be extremely competitive.
Yep.
Is looking at facing possibly last place.
Wow, Ellensburg made a little bit of push right at the end there, but Prosser is going to get him by about 1 second there.
Two state qualifying teams. Yeah, it's going to be two teams qualifying. Prosser and Ellensburg. Ellensburg coming out of nowhere, 153. And so they shaved off 6 seconds off that relay. And a dark horse gets a state qualifier, so two teams qualifying. And we'll see if Kashmir maybe can regroup or if something went wrong, maybe a substitution.
Yeah, I think that's must have been what happened there. Kashmir, I mean, coming in about 5 seconds behind their seed time. I'm guessing they might be saving some of their legs for tomorrow.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see if that's the case. But nonetheless, Ellensburg and Prosser both snagging a state bid just by about 1 and 2 seconds. So really exciting race there. Now moving into the 100-yard backstroke. First backstroke event of the night.
No state qualifiers yet in the backstroke, but we have a couple swimmers, one from Zilla and Bree Myers from Pullman that are right there, close to that state qualifying time.
Yeah, Muffet from Zilla, 5/100ths off of that time, so we look to see possibly a state qualifying performance. Obviously, Bree Myers putting up a really good race earlier.
Yeah, Bree Myers was able to keep up that pace that she had from earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if she's one of the, if not the fastest swimmers in this event tonight.
Yeah, Myers was able to punch her ticket earlier in the 100-yard butterfly, so she's looking to do that again in the backstroke. That's in heat 2. This heat led by Abby Wu, Hound Central alum, in lane 4.
Yep, Abby Wu, the resident from Hound Central, looking to get the win in this first heat.
She has the best PR by about 6 seconds here. 107, just a few seconds off. Obviously, nothing is impossible right now in this first day of districts. We've seen some crazy races, but she looks to have about a body length right now. coming in with what looks to be a really good split.
Yep, doing really good here through that first 50. Really important in the backstroke to just make sure that you're blocking out all the mental noise. You know, you're keeping up with your stroke count, and you're just moving along. Really, a lot of people here, really big race tonight, so you just got to keep your mind clear.
Yeah, 31-37. She needs to pull through here right on pace. If she hits another one of those splits, she could have a chance of qualifying for state right now. She looks to be a little bit off of that. We'll see where she is at the line, but it might be close. It looks like she's going to grab a PR. Not quite going to get that state qualifying time, but she's going to grab a 1:05.48, 1.5 second PR, and she's going to take home this first meet. She is excited.
Really good time from Abby there, putting her just over Bree Myers' seated time. See if that gives Bree a little bit of an edge here in this next race, you know, trying to beat out her teammate.
Yeah, based on projected now, looking to go Zilla, Pullman for the top three, going to state based on projected times right now. Wu setting herself up very nicely with a great time. Now we move on to Heat 2 and see if Myers can match that performance. If she's able to get the same PR Wu just did, she might be able to punch her ticket to state right now on night one. Myers in lane 4, closest behind her is Williams with a 1:12, so Myers looking to make this her race. And kind of three dominant swimmers, kind of separated out from the rest of the pack in this race. Wu now sitting without sub 1:06 time, over 5 seconds faster than the next athlete in the backstroke as we move right along into Heat 2.
Really good start from Bree Myers there. Already pulling herself out to a pretty commanding lead just off the start.
Able to kick well out past halfway in the pool, and already has a full body on the next athlete. And with this split right now, she's looking up to put a special time up right now.
In the backstroke, it's really a lot about these turns. Look at Bree Myers, a swimmer like her, how far she comes out on each turn compared to everyone else. That's how she's able to build up these huge leads here.
Yeah, especially in the backstroke where the actual stroke is a lot slower than just getting off that wall, that boost of energy. You want to maximize every second of that. 46 with 25 to go here.
Yeah, we're going to see a really good time here from Bree Myers.
Yeah, she's gunning for that time, and it looks like she might have a shot at having it. 1:01, 1:02, and she's going to hit a 1:03 low, and that's going to be good enough for a qualifier. 1:03.11 on a 1:03.90 state qualifying time, and that's the first state qualification for this event of the night. Bree Myers does it twice in one night, gets 2 qualifying times after not having any coming into this meet. So she's having a great night, and we'll see if she can continue that momentum into the morning.
Yeah, huge day for Bree Myers. Really puts on the pressure for Muffet, the swimmer from Zilla, to see if she can get that lane 4 for the finals tomorrow.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, 5 100s off that state qualifying time. So doesn't need to have an outstanding night, just needs to put together a really good race here on night 1. And take back that dominant spot. Gonna look to have to go sub 1:03 to do it. It's 2 really impressive times from some Pullman athletes putting the pressure on right now.
Looking like it's going to be Zilla, Pullman in the finals. Keep an eye on Sophie Mott here, though, from Kashmir. The 1:10 seated time. She'd have to get a big PR here to knock off Abby Wu, but the way things have been going tonight, that's not unheard of.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye for sure. Kashmir athlete in lane 5, Muffet in lane 4, and we are underway. Muffet getting the best kick out of the group here, and that seems to be kind of the thing that separates these athletes here. You see instantly getting out to a better start based on how powerful these kicks are off the block.
They're really important, and on the turns here too. Mott, though, keeping pretty good pace here, holding right there with Muffet.
Yeah, definitely less separation than we saw in that last heat between Myers and Williams. Williams had a 7-second difference from Myers. Mott only just about a 7-second difference. So based on that forecast, we're going to see probably a really good time. Muffet coming out with a little bit of a slow split. Myers hit about a 30 flat. Muffet about at a 31. We'll see if she can pace this race well. Not a great kick off the wall. Gonna hit just about 1 minute, and it looks like she is not gonna grab the top time, nor is she gonna get that state qualifying time. Just a 10th off and not her best performance. Although, like you said, Mott closing that gap, 107, just a second off of lose times for fourth. But Muffet not getting the time that she wanted there, maybe being a little bit conservative. But it looked like there were just a couple of mistakes. She seems not exactly thrilled with the result of that race, and we'll see if she's able to recover.
That's going to be a big race to watch tomorrow between Mott and Wu to try to see who's going to get that last state qualifying spot. Both within about a second of each other. Could really come down to anything.
Yeah, first place and third place up for grabs. There are two separate little races that we will be excited to watch tomorrow. Now moving into the 100-yard breaststroke, the second to last event of the night. State qualifier for this is a 1:13:50, and we have one qualifier, that's Hazel Edge. She is well under that time right now, more than 2 seconds, 1:11.
Hazel Edge well above the rest of the pack too. 1:11 seed time. The next fastest is another swimmer from Pullman, Danolo, with a 1:16.
Yeah, Edge, obviously, sister of Poppy Edge, another great swimmer. Who graduated just recently, so holding on the family legacy here, and she's going to look to be the dominant athlete here in this breaststroke race.
Breaststroke, we're going to see a lot of similarity here, where a lot of it is going to be on the turns in the start. That's where you're going to see these big leads kind of come from.
Hannah Perkins from Prosser in lane 4 has a little bit of a lead. That's Aubrey Sanchez. They two are pretty comparable. Sanchez just 3 seconds off of Perkins' PR. And holding pretty well, especially off that turn.
Yeah, pretty good turn from Sanchez there, trying to close that gap. I don't know if she's quite going to get there, but she's going to put up a really competitive time here.
Yeah, coming down the stretch looks to be only a couple seconds behind. But Perkins, in terms of the actual breaststroke, doing a really good job of putting a little bit of a gap and keeping that little bit of breathing room between Sanchez right now. Coming down the stretch, 1:10. It looks like she's not going to grab that state qualifying time. Obviously, Hazel Edge in a little bit of a league of her own, but does grab a small PR, just over 4/10. And the trend of PRs continues throughout the night here. Sanchez just right on it, just 1/10 over. So both swimming pretty conservative races there. Sanchez and Perkins, you will see both of them tomorrow in that top race.
Yep, as you mentioned, not a lot of parity going for that first spot, but 2 and 3 are going to be really interesting. With a lot of swimmers you're going to see tonight around that 1:16, mid 1:17 mark. Really anything can happen tomorrow trying to get those state qualifying spots.
Yeah, Chiara Danolo, another one who's just right at that same time. Perkins didn't put up an incredible time, so this is an opportunity for Danolo to kind of isolate herself in that second place spot coming into tomorrow. She is quickly followed, however, by Lily Dickinson, who has a 1:17, so this is going to be a tight race in the second heat here. Athlete from Ellensburg going to give Danolo a run for her money here. And we'll see how that shakes out. Dickinson on the outside looking in as of right now, but definitely has the potential.
Well, in the way that we've seen Ellensburg swimming tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Dickinson gets a pretty big PR here, the freshman. Ellensburg brought a lot of fans out. They've clearly been training really hard. We've seen a bunch of big time jumps from that team this year.
Yeah, Ellensburg looking really impressive here. Second heat of the 100-yard breaststroke. Danolo in lane 4, Dickinson in lane 5. That's the tight 2-horse race we're expecting to see here. And Danilo gets out to a good start, just a little bit ahead, able to stay out of the stroke for longer there, able to glide through the water for farther, and that helps her out early. She's putting a little bit of gap on Dickinson here. This is going to be a really strong performance from Danilo. She's able to hold on to this right now.
Danilo looking really strong. She was able to come about halfway across the pool on just the start there and got the same thing on the turn. Really impressive from her. About a whole body's length lead for Danilo ahead of Dickinson here. She was about 3 seconds faster on the turn.
Yeah, another group of sisters on this team. Two Danilo sisters, the senior and freshman, both really impressive athletes. As Danilo comes down the stretch, 1 minute elapsed, 13 seconds to get to the line, and it looks like it's going to be close here.
Danilo looks like you're going to get a really good time here.
And just off that state qualifying position, but really good PR, and she gets really close to it. Over a 2-second PR, and that was probably a surprising race for her, just near that state qualifying time, and she almost snuck in off her time alone, obviously setting herself really well, setting up really well. Dickinson kind of fading off at the end of that race. She sticks to about what we've seen her hit early in the season, but the Pullman team has been hitting PR after PR after PR, just peaking at the right time is kind of the main theme we're seeing, especially for this Pullman team and a couple of other athletes from Sealand and Ellensburg.
Yeah, as mentioned before, the 116 mark, that's going to be kind of the number to hit to get those 2 and 3 spots. Danilo putting herself quite a bit ahead of that, putting herself firmly in that number 2 spot. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe one of these, maybe if Lucy Sandberg, another swimmer from Pullman here, maybe she can also get in that race for 2. But if we see a strong performance from Lucy here, it could be Pullman going to state.
Yeah, that would be incredible if Pullman was able to grab that clean sweep here. 3 Pullman athletes in the middle lanes. Clark Edge, Sandberg, 3, 4, 5 right now. Yeah, and as you mentioned, Sandberg sitting right at that 116 time. So that's going to be kind of the key race to watch, as well as if Hazel Edge is able to go even lower off that incredible 111 flat time.
108.05 is the meet record. Keep an eye on that number and keep an eye on Edge here. See if she can get close to that.
Yeah, set in 2014. That one by Taylor Wilson. She's looking to grab that.
A really strong start for her. Sandberg just on her tail though. 32 at the turn. That's a really good split here.
Yeah, 32 is dangerous if she's able to hold on. Let's see what she has left in the tank. But that's on pace for about a 105, which would be way ahead of the meet record. And this could be history made here. Let's see what she's able to do. Tough turn.
About 51 at the turn, though. That's really fast.
See what she has in the tank. Got to dig deep, but she must know that she's close. It looks like she's a little off of that meet record. We'll see. Yeah, looks like she's going to get a PR and just under 110. So still a super impressive race from Edge, and has another chance to go at that time tomorrow, but fell off that pace a little bit. Maybe needs to kind of weave a little bit more for that last 50 there. Hit a 31 and then followed it with a 38. So just didn't quite have enough. Maybe got a little bit hasty. Obviously, she's a little upset there.
Yep. Sandberg out of Pullman coming in at 116 flat. So it's going to be kind of between her and Lily Dickinson, the freshman from Ellensburg, both kind of competing for that last spot.
Yeah, as well as Perkins, who had a little bit of an underwhelming race. Those 3 are going to kind of be at it. It looks like Sandberg has set herself up for the number 3 spot as of right now. So if those times were to stand, she would be moving on to state. So that's going to be another really interesting one. We've got a lot to watch here coming into tomorrow. Backstroke, breaststroke, and a couple of really close, tight races that are going to be decided by a few hundredths on day 2.
Maddie didn't DQ, right? She got a 31-35?
We're about 1 minute out on our final coaches, winners, finalists, and referees. Our final head whistle for Howard relay. Available warnings.
Back here at Gibb Pool, last event of the night, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Big event here tonight. It's looking like it's going to be between Ellensburg and Pullman here, both about 2 seconds off of one another. Let's see who can pull away here.
Yeah, 2 seconds in the 400 is essentially nothing here, so really good race here. We've seen Pullman and Ellensburg kind of be the two overperformers so far throughout the night here, so cap it off with the race between the two teams. That meet record is scary at 3:45. Is just kind of absurd, so no one especially gunning for that right now, but definitely competing for the top spot. State qualifying 4:01. We'll see how low both these teams are able to go. Both teams quite a few seconds off of that, but a monster race for both of them winding down the night could do it.
Yep. Maybe not today, but a time like 4:01's definitely in play here for a longer race like the 400. We saw some big 3-4 second drop-offs in the 100 free earlier, so no reason that same thing can't happen for these swimmers tonight on their splits.
Yeah, a lot of these racers have already put in a lot of time so far tonight. So we'll see if they're able.
Yeah, like Bree Myers for Pullman on her third event of the night. And she's run some pretty demanding events too, so it'll be interesting to see how much she has left in the tank here.
Seems to be what we've expected. Ellensburg and 4, Pullman at 5, right on each other right now.
Yep, 28-17 and 28-29. Ellensburg just a little bit in the lead here, but Pullman, it looks like, has taken that back a little bit here.
Just leading right now by half a body, but this one's too close to give up anything right now. Obviously 3 more legs, and 1 leg could be the difference, and separating these two teams, not much of a difference right now for such a long race, and we've got to watch more of this race to see how it's going to unfold here.
Really big leg there for Bree Myers, coming off of the second leg there. She's already started a couple events tonight. Didn't seem to be a problem at all. Stretched out this lead a little bit for Pullman. See if we can keep it up.
Yeah, already put up 2 state qualifying times in one night, so third race looking like little to no fatigue. And we are deadlocked right now at 150 as well. No team showing signs of giving up right now.
Within 0.4 of a second on the turn there.
Sela, Pomeroy, and Clarkson following. All pretty close in their own right, but this is a 2-horse race, and it's really separating out right now. Both these teams competing and feeding off each other right now, and it looks like we're going to see some really impressive times here.
Yep, Pullman about half a body length ahead. See if Kira Frechette here can come in and secure this win for Pullman.
Yeah, not looking to see any legs slow down here necessarily. Obviously, get to each swim their own split, but 158 right now is a really impressive time and well ahead of pace for Pullman.
Macy Holloway for Ellensburg very quickly took back any lead that the Pullman had. It's going to be neck and neck here coming to the end. Pullman with about a head's length here, trying to outstretch.
150 to go.
Wow, really good turn there for Kira Frechette. About a body's length here.
Yeah, at the pace both of these swimmers are running, it looks like they're going to be about at 4-minute pace. So it'll be interesting to see if we maybe see one or both of these teams get that qualification. But Frechette pulling away in the second half of her 100-meter leg, and she's going to get a body length for her team.
Yeah, Frechette really pulled away in the last 25, handing off to Abby Wu here.
And we are still sitting at sub-4 for this Hounds team. Ellensburg now over that 4-minute mark. They're going to have a lot of work to do. Going to need a sub-1 leg from their anchor. Wu now swimming with the team on her back here. Needs a decent leg, just needs to be really on par with the rest of her team right now. And they're going to have this in the bag. She's going to hit about a 28-second split on her first 50. And she has 35 seconds to work with here to get this state qualifying time.
Wow, Ellensburg making a huge push right here.
Storming back, this might be why.
Neck and neck at the turn.
Yeah, this might be why this Ellensburg team is still threatening.
Ellensburg's fans going absolutely insane right now as they pull ahead.
Ellensburg anchor is gonna get it done.
Wow, about a body's length coming from out of nowhere. Huge time, 3:58.40 for the Ellensburg team.
Ellensburg wins that race, but both teams are going to state. 2 state qualifying times to end the night. And what a race to finish off the preliminaries from Gibb Pool. Really impressive time by both. Abby Wu just holding on enough as the anchor. But obviously, you tend to see the anchor as the best swimmer for Ellensburg. That was certainly the case.
Yeah.
Incredible time there.
2 10-second PRs for Ellensburg and Pullman. Absolutely insane for both of them. That's going to be a really fun one to watch tomorrow at the finals. See which team can pull away and get the victory.
Yeah, having 2 teams like that feeding off each other is just so good for both teams, and they were able to push each other forward and grab 2 state qualifiers. As for preliminaries from Gibb Pool, that wraps it up. From us, Hound Central, Blake Dobbins joined alongside Owen Brandon. We'll have Jake McCoy here for the call of the finals tomorrow morning, and we will be back. But that does it for Hound Central, signing off for tonight.